And we are live. What's good, people? It's your man, DL Saint. Welcome back. DL Saint, I really want no podcast. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Let me check to make sure everything is good. This is the second installment. I hope y'all are having a good day. Y'all know what I'm doing. I'm sitting here just making sure that and we're good. Oh, man, I jumped on earlier. I just had to jump on and talk about that Nancy Pelosi thing, man. I had to. Paul Pelosi, to be precise. Someone got into his home and assaulted him with a hammer. There's, details are becoming clearer as the day goes on. They know that they got the guy in custody. They know his name. He's one of those people who's like all about conspiracy, this and that, which is a problem. Like I said, basement dweller. These people, man. These people that go out here and they get into these bubbles and it gets fed by the algorithm and all this stuff is just crazy. Sister Candace is in the house. What's good, love? Thank you so much for always being there with me, rocking out. The Monster Mod over there, Fresh and Fit World also over here. I see you in Fat. I see you everywhere. I don't know, y'all be yelling at my daughter. Yeah, so my daughter is eating her snacks. Our kids just keep eating and eating and eating. You feed them, they'll eat, and then they'll grow. But then she also has her device, and she's not paying attention. Kids just walking around just making all kind of noise. Sister Candace, happy Friday. Please hit the like and subscribe button when you arrive. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sister Candace. I really appreciate that. So, yeah, there's more and more information coming out. Apparently, when law enforcement got to the scene, they were answering the call. Welfare check or whatever. They get there and they see Mr. Pelosi and the intruder both standing there. Apparently, Mr. Pelosi had a hammer. So the intruder took the hammer from Paul Pelosi and began to beat him with it. And that's when, police said they were there. That's what they saw. They put an end to that. They called for medical backup and they got more backup in there and whatever. And that was that. But he had a hammer. I guess someone was in his house and he was able to go find a hammer to try to defend himself. You know what I mean? Paul Pelosi. Wouldn't it have been much better if you had yourself a Glock or a Smith & Wesson or a Beretta? You had a hammer. It's crazy. It's crazy. Brother Michael's in the house. What's good, fam? He had a hammer. So anything, that's it. That's it. I bet you they have more than a hammer next time. I guarantee you that Paul Pelosi is going to go get himself a weapon. He's definitely going to get a hammer. You know what I mean? Sister Candace, wrong hammer. Absolutely. He's definitely wrong for that. You know what I mean? So that was earlier today. But now we're going to talk about what's going on in the world. And we got the man, the myth, the legend himself right here. We got Brother Mandrell's in the house. What's good, fam? Brother Mandrell got his veteran stuff up. Like I said, man. What's good, bro? How you feeling?
What's going on? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. Ain't nobody breaking in my house. So
we're not breaking in mine either. I mean, I wish they would. I got something for them.
Boy, come in here talking about, hey, where's Nancy? You gonna come in and announce yourself like that? You gonna make some noise? Yeah, all right.
Like my thing is, you came in there looking for the person. Really?
Completely off his rocker.
Why are criminals so dumb these days?
They've always been dumb, brother.
Not like this, though. This is a whole nother level of stupid.
I don't know, man. Criminals have always been dumb.
It's a whole nother level. People, they're recording themselves committing crimes. Like this one chick catches her boyfriend texting another woman, right? So he's wearing an ankle monitor. And this woman, in her infinite wisdom, opens up her phone, throws up the record app, whatever it is she uses.
Yep.
And records herself cutting off his ankle monitor so he can get in trouble. The twist is that that's destruction of state property. And if he is on an ankle monitor because of federal crimes, that's just now destruction of federal property, which is worse.
Even worse.
You provided them with all the evidence they needed. You did it.
People don't make no sense, man. Like, people don't make any sense.
And now Kanye apparently apologized. I mean, but
see, there you go. You can't go 15 hours without talking about that guy.
I love to watch. DL. I love to watch a hypocrite burn. I love it. I love to watch a hypocrite burn. You're supposed to be so black power and culture. You love your people, but you had no black people under your employ. You didn't bank with a black bank. You didn't hire any black lawyers. You don't bank with black banks. You don't hire any black lawyers. See, if you had those two things there, the problem wouldn't be half as bad.
Nah, power to the people.
At least you can go to at least you can go to the ATM and get $20. Now your shit's tied up in crypto. Good luck.
Good luck. I mean,
have you seen the Nasdaq, the market this week or the past few months? Have you seen the market?
I mean, I know it's up. Here's
it's
the thing
from where it was yesterday, but all week it's been tanking. So
it's been tanking. Yeah.
The Nasdaq is up 2.87%. I'm looking at it now. That's why I know.
Yeah,
I look at the market. It's from yesterday though. So if it's been doing this, but then it comes back up to like this much, it's up. It's up. No, not altogether from where it was yesterday. It's still got all this other space here to climb.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, say what you want. We're in a recession. They're doing everything they can. They got these numbers that come out. They're like, oh, we're not in a recession because they want to get through November. They want to get past this election. Once they do, that's when all the politicians are going to be like, yeah, we're in a recession. Yeah, it's time to tighten the belt. And the stock market is going to continue to do this. Ethereum and Bitcoin are going to go down. That's not a bad thing. It's going to be a rough 18 to 24 months, people. It's about to get real, real bad. This is just the beginning.
Those gas prices that we're enjoying now, gonna shoot
right
back up.
Yeah, they're gonna shut down those reserves.
The reason why is because we had to tap into the reserves to bring the price down, but they have to recoup what they've lost. $6 a gallon where I'm at for gas. Oh, it's
heavy. Brother Mike.
Damn, Mike. $6, man.
It's $7 in LA for premium. It's over $7 for premium, and it's going to go higher. People don't understand that it's getting crazy. Like California, look at what's going on in California, and that's what's going to start happening across the country. That's what's going to start happening. People are losing their jobs. You know what I mean? Look at like people like Elon Musk. Elon Musk wants his folks to not work remote. He wants them to come in. So for whatever reason, you're going to have people doing that. You know what I mean? These companies are going to have to start cutting costs, or they're going to start firing folks. It's about to get bad. Like, you're old. I'm older than you, bro. I know I'm the old guy. But I remember as a little kid, I remember how bad it was in the late 70s and the early 80s. It was bad. It was bad. I remember the oil embargo and all that kind of stuff when people had to wait for gas. I remember when gas went over 99 cents. When gas was $1, that was like big. People like, oh, we got to pay $1 for gas, $1 a gallon. It was going crazy. You know what I mean? I remember those days.
I remember the days when $5, man, get you half a tank.
Half a tank.
$5, you had half a tank of gas. When gas got up to $15 to fill your tank up, we was like, God, dog.
Right.
$15 to fill it. $15 a tank?
Hey, we ain't going nowhere, y'all. We ain't going nowhere.
Right. It was like that, man. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to buy me a bike.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? For $15. Now, like today, if you own a truck, it's over $100. That's insane.
That is insane. Sister Can is.
Salaries aren't going up.
Salaries hasn't budged in over 30 years.
Right.
The 1% is making money, but the average, the median wage has not gone up in over 30 years. We are headed for a rough one. This is going to be a bad one.
And what's his name? The chairman of the Fed, Jerome Powell.
Jerome Powell. Yep.
Yeah, he says it's going to be more like 3 years, which means it's going to be more like 5.
I think he's anticipating Congress trying to print more money. It will be like 18 to 24 months if they don't print any money, don't do any stimulus, anything like that. If they just take the pain, it'll be like 2 years.
Yeah, but they're stupid, so they're gonna turn the money machines back on,
and then that's just gonna add years to the pain. And then you look at what's going on in Europe. You look at what's going on in the UK. At the end of this show, we might have to talk about that a little bit. Does anyone else? I mean, I don't know much about their politics over our cousins in the UK, but They had a prime minister who was in office for 6 weeks and quit.
6 weeks and quit.
And then they get a guy who gets in.
He's an Asian,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah, he's richer than God. He's richer than the royal family. This guy gets in. And did anyone even beg to ask the question, would he have won a general election? Could this guy actually have gotten into down the street? Exactly.
No, he would not have.
So no one sees this plan. No one sees the Machiavelli strings going. But is it just me? Am I the only one that sees it?
No, I see it too.
No one's asking the question, man. Sister Candace, we're not in a recession, but the Fed chair is set to hike rates once again. Yeah, they're going to continue. Check out George Gammon. Go watch George Gammon, Rebel Capitalist. Listen to what he's saying. He said this months ago. He's like, the Fed is going to raise rates until something breaks. They're going to get the rates as high as they possibly can because they only got one trick. That's the lower rates. So they're going to raise rates as high as they can. So when these positive numbers came out, they were like, oh, we can go even higher. So, yeah, you're going to be looking at double-digit interest for the next 3 years, right? And the rest of the world is hurting, but they don't care. You know what I mean? And Sister Candace is asking the question, is there any validity to the rumor that the U.S. only has 25 more days left of diesel fuel? I haven't heard anything about that. That can't be true. We keep a strategic supply of oil, which includes diesel. The military runs on diesel. So we can't run out of diesel because that's what that's what all the vehicles run on. So I would say that's a rumor. What would you say there, Brother Mandrell?
So what again?
You think we're running out of diesel? You think there's a rumor that the U.S. only has 25 days of diesel fuel left?
No. Well, if we did, that would be incredibly stupid. It really would. I mean, you set yourself up for failure. And so when shit gets thick and when we need it, because we will, what are they going to do then?
That's part of the I can't even say the word. Strategic supply of oil includes, like gas and oil, which includes diesel. The military runs on diesel. You got to have that.
Yeah. My thing is, like, what are you going to do then? Like, what? That makes no sense. Like you said, the military runs on diesel fuel. I mean, why would you not have as much as humanly possible stocked up?
Yeah, you got to have that. You got to have that. So I would say that's definitely a rumor. Maybe it has something to do with the civilian supply and the rumors out there because they're about to jack up the prices on diesel just like they jack up the prices on regular gas. That would be my guess. But, I jumped ahead of things because I'm always working with this brother right here. You know what I mean? Always, which I enjoy. It's always a pleasure. It's always an honor to be sitting with him. But, Brother Mandrell, you got to tell everybody who you are because I'm just assuming they know.
Yeah, I'm Carlos Harris, Army veteran, and served 6 years in Army Special Forces. And what else? Yeah, you can find me on my show called Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shushu. I'm Mandrell. Shushu is my little sister who hosts the show with me. It's Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. And
if y'all wondering, Shushu is fine, Brother Michael. If you're wondering, Shushu is a
everybody's saying that. I don't think so. I don't see it.
Because that's your sister. You ain't supposed to see it.
Holla, 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 holla.
Shushu, fine.
I don't see it. I'm like, what's the attraction here? I don't get it. She's just a kid. I say that she's in the mid-30s.
Thank you. Just a kid. I'm like, that's a grown ass woman, bro.
It is. She is a grown ass woman.
It's a grown ass woman, and she's in Hollywood. I'm sorry. I mean, it's either you're gonna be real fine or you're gonna be really ugly. You know what I mean? There's no in between in Hollywood. You're gonna be one or the other. And that's how you're gonna make the bread. So shout out to you, Shushu. Shout out to Black Man Unfiltered Network and everybody is over there doing great work. And shout out to you, brother, for coming over here and schooling us on what we about to talk on right now, man. So let's get into it, man. The war, Russia and Ukraine. When Putin invaded Ukraine, how should we start this, bro?
Why did he invade Ukraine?
Why did he?
I see that too.
Yeah, it's brother Cody. Cody has a show coming up. He's going to be on this platform on Halloween, October 31st, man. We're going to be talking about that Spartan life. Because this brother really takes care of himself, man. He works out hard. He's got that warrior spirit. But brother Cody, shoo. That's not for the comment. That's for, that's one of my dogs. That's one of my dogs. He gets that. Miss Globe Girl's in the house, my favorite sailor. And she's the brains of the siblings. Hey. That's what everybody says.
No, she's not. Miss Globe Girl. Okay. She's not the brains. I am the brains of that outfit. Okay. And that's something that I think you need to know. Because everyone that picks at me like about that. Well, she's the pretty one. Like, okay, cool. She's the smart one. Whoa. Hold on now. Slow down. She's not the smart one. That title belongs to me and me alone.
Hey, bro, I just got to say this. Ain't no such thing as a dumb Green Beret, all right? The mission is way too important. I just got to say that. And a weapon sergeant, bro, these weapon systems that this man has, just like he knows like the back of his hand, yo, can't be no dummy for that, bro. Can't be no dummy. Just breaking down that thing behind me, that M14, like when I just learned, just get myself trained up enough so I could break that thing down and get proficient with that weapon. Now imagine you were proficient with just about every weapon known to man. That's what weapon sergeants get down. That's how they get down, bro. So shout out to you for that. Boy, matter of fact, I got to go to the range with you, man. I'm going to bring this. I'll bring the AK, the AR, couple handguns. You know what I mean? It's just if ammo was so expensive right now, bro.
It is.
Shucks.
It is. All right, listen. I'm going to give me a part-time job or something so I can stock up.
For real.
Like Jesus.
For real. Brother Rob's in the house, man. What We Know podcast. What's good, fam? Brother Cody, to be fair, I haven't seen her. That's hilarious. And Miss Glow Girl's like, okay. You know what I mean? Hey, what did JT say? Was it okay? How did he do it? What was you on there when he was? I gotta go back and find it on Black Man, but he was doing something like, hey, was it hey or okay, whatever he was saying. I gotta find that. That was so funny. But okay, why did Russia do what they did, bro? So, what's the official reason for Russia making a move on Ukraine?
Oh, they wanted the land. Ukraine should be a part of the Soviet Union. We would take it back.
And that's basically it.
That's basically it.
Wow.
Like really? No other reason? No. It is ours. It belongs to Mother Russia. Oh. I think they disagree.
I think they did.
So what? It does not matter what they think. Oh, damn. Well, nothing else I can say after that.
Nothing said, right?
Nothing I can say after that. You don't think what they say matters. Oh well, go do what you do.
So the argument that what they were doing was basically they needed that cushion between Russia and Warsaw, and all the talk with Ukraine being allowed to become a part of NATO. So all that is just whatever. They were going to take it regardless. Wow.
Pretty much. I mean, that's it. They were going to take it regardless. And here's another thing. You know, these microprocessors and these the chip shortage that everyone's having worldwide?
Yes.
The second largest one in the world is in Ukraine.
So resources, just like anything else.
Yeah. So there's that. And
because Ukraine is a mineral-rich region. So you can't run your proper empire if you don't have the raw materials to do so.
They got all the raw materials. Why the military sucks so bad?
That's what we got to get into. That's what we got to get into. And because here's the thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. We train really hard to fight Russia and Warsaw Pact nations. We train really hard. We had the utmost respect for their military capabilities. And I'm talking about Russia. You know what I mean? The Russian special forces, their paratroopers, the specialized guys, we had nothing but respect. We knew the Russians were hardcore soldiers. They weren't little pansies in the field. They knew how to suffer in the field and get the job done. Their equipment, you know what I mean? It was like the arms race. Like, we got to make sure our equipment's better than the Russians. So when I wake up to discover that Russia has invaded Ukraine, My way of thinking, this will be over in 72 hours. That's what I was thinking. What were you thinking?
Well, Russia got it. They had it. I was like, they're going to be done. Okay. That's easy. You know what I mean? The only thing that stopped them before was fear of retaliation or fear of UN countries coming in to drive them back out. But they said, "Fuck it, why not?" I thought they were going to be done in like a day. Honestly,
Yeah.
I thought they're just going to ride right through there and be done.
One day you hit all of your objectives, and the next 48 hours after that is just you mopping up. 72 hours. That's what I thought. This is nothing. It's like America deciding to take Canada or Mexico. We do that in the afternoon. Be back by dinner. So once I saw before the U.S. got involved, once the U.S. got involved, it was a wrap. Before the U.S. got involved, the Ukrainians were able to mount defenses to slow the Russians down significantly. Yeah, they were losing. They were losing like in Mariupol and all this kind of stuff, but they fought tenaciously on their own before they got help. So right there, I'm like, what's going on with Russia? And I'm seeing a broken down Russian tanks. I'm seeing these, miles and miles and mile long convoys and stuff like that, stuff off to the side of the road. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, what's going on? Like the dry rot on the tires. You know what I mean? Like the soldiers when I heard reports of soldiers looting as they went, like, what do you mean they're loot? They don't have any rations. So once I started seeing all that, go ahead.
Russia ain't got no money. They never recovered after the fall of the Soviet Union. They never recovered after the Cold War. And now, I mean, it's just. Ugh.
So, and then once America got involved, it was a wrap. Once the Ukrainians got their hands on proper weapon systems, you know what I mean? Even if it wasn't coming from us, like that Panther Faust, man, that thing is just ripping tanks apart. Hey, thanks to the Germans. Like the Germans, they showed up. Because when I heard that, I'm like, Panther Faust, ooh, I got chills. Like, what's going on over there?
The Germans.
The Germans. I'm surprised they didn't give them a couple of Tiger tanks. You know what I mean? But the Ukrainians were able to hold them off on their own long enough for the rest of the world to get their shit together and come in and give them some proper support. And now look at this. Russia is absolutely on the run back into Russia with the Ukrainians hot on their tail. Like this is, I thought I'd never live to see the day. I really thought that the Russian military was the second most formidable military on the planet. I thought it was us, Russia, and China. That's what I thought it was. But, now you look at it and it's like, man, Russia can't take Ukraine before our help. You know what I mean? So Primal Studies in the house. What's good, fam? Salute to you.
Yeah, that's another veteran. That's another veteran. Primal.
Word?
Primal
I didn't know that. What branch?
Yeah. I think it was Army. I think.
That's right. Was he a medic?
Yeah, he's a combat medic.
Combat medic. Shout out to you, brother. I do remember now. I do remember.
Yeah.
Shout out
Primal,
to you.
Primal, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were a combat medic in the U.S. Army, right? That's this one right here.
Man, that's the true A, man.
Beautiful. Look at that.
That man ain't never got to pay for a drink. He a combat medic. He ain't never got to pay for a drink when he go out. You talk about the bravest of the brave. Those guys run out unarmed and drag you out of hell's way, out of harm's way. You know what I mean? And man, I got nothing but respect for them. Brother Michael's Ukrainians also has some of the baddest Ukrainian chicks. He's talking about chicks, bro. Going over there try to get you one, bro. You might get shot. You know what I mean? You go over there, Ukraine. I'm over here to get a baddie, and they're gonna gear you up and put you on the front.
There you go. The semiconductors. Doug is right. Those semiconductor shortages that we're having for all the computers, yeah, they have like the second largest manufacturing over there in Ukraine.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, and everyone is short on semiconductors. Everyone, cars, computers, fucking microwave ovens, everything. You name it. Aircraft, everything.
Gotta have it. And that's for Brother Doug. That's crazy.
Be right back.
Like we should poll the chat to see if Russians miscalculated this war. I don't know how to do polls, but that would be great. I am curious to know how you guys feel about that. My personal take on this thing is real simple. Right? It's a real simple one. Putin had been putting money into his military for a very long time. He knew he wanted to do this. This was not some sort of surprise to him. This is just something he did on a whim. He had a plan. He wanted to take Ukraine. They've been doing little things, little skirmishes. There was a civil war in the, I want to say, the southeastern part of Ukraine has been raging for a long time. And then the Russians had already occupied and taken some Ukrainian territory. So this was a slow process that Putin knew at some point he was going to have to just roll in and take the country. So he'd been putting money into his military. He'd been sending, billions and billions, telling his generals, get ready, make sure our troops are good, make sure our equipment is right, working deals out with China to get spare parts and this, that, and the third. Putin had been doing this. He'd been doing this for a while. What I think that he didn't anticipate was the greed, the cronyism within his military. All that money he sent to his military, all those military guys, those generals, those oligarchs were just taking that money. They were taking the money. Oh, yeah, boss, we got plenty of fuel and we got plenty of ammunition and we got plenty of food and we got everything we need, clothes, everything, body armor, you name it, we got it. But the whole time they're just shoving that money into their personal accounts. So when it was time to roll, when Putin gave the order to go, the generals were like, uh-oh. And then we saw how it played out. So Putin simply didn't understand how corrupt his system was, his own military. He just didn't get it. So that's one of the, man, like, know yourself, know your enemy, right? We're always talking about Sun Tzu, know yourself, know your enemy. He did not know. And it cost him big. So, Brother Doug, I'm kicking myself. I had an opportunity to invest in semiconductor manufacturing startup. Oh, my goodness. I didn't see the vision. Bro, I've been there, done that, bro. It sucks when you miss. Back in 2009, my friends were trying to explain to me what Bitcoin was. They were trying to explain that to me. You know what I mean? Like, this is how blockchain works. And they were being real technical and stuff like that. And it just, bro, I didn't understand what they were saying, bro. I mean, they were saying all these technical terms. They were talking about blockchain and they were talking about, crypto wallets and this and that and how to, keep it detached from everything else and how, all the great things about crypto. But all I heard was this.
It'll be like this one time at band camp.
That's all I heard. It just right over my head. To this day, I was telling my buddy, I was like, man, if you had just told me to give you $1,000, I would have just given you $1,000 to buy the coin. And it was Bitcoin. He was like, man, I could have had $1,000 in Bitcoin, which Bitcoin at the time wasn't even selling for like $1, man. It wasn't even $1 a coin. I was just like, I missed out. I ran the numbers once. I was like, man, how much would I have had? And it came out to about 65 million. If I didn't make that investment, that $1,000 investment back in 2009, I think it was like late 2009. Yeah, I'd be up 65 million right now. Even with the downturn, even where Bitcoin is today, I would still be up like $65 million. You know what I mean? Cody is king. I think Russia is doing just fine. They never wanted to take all of Ukraine, just the Donbass region area, and maybe Crimea, which they also hold Crimea. You need to look for outside news sources to see more. I look at a lot of Al Jazeera and some other like random news sources I've never heard of. Just trying, because I always try to piece it together. And I disagree with you there, brother. I think Putin was trying to take the entire country. He wanted Ukraine. He wanted to bring the culture back. He wanted everyone speaking Russian and all that kind of stuff, which he should have been able to take. I mean, Ukraine should not have been able to hold out like that. He should have been able to take Ukraine, but they have problems with their military. And like I said, they were definitely putting in. They were definitely putting in the money to do it. So I'm hearing a lot of people saying that, or they just wanted certain things, but they're gonna lose all that. All those slight gains that they made, I think they're gonna lose them all. I mean, they might lose Crimea, right? The Donbass region and all that. I think that's all gonna fall because now Ukraine has backing of the United States, basically NATO, but it's basically they have our weapons and they have our support. I mean, Man, that's all I see online now is just Russian pilots bailing out of their jets. You know, just knocking airplanes out the sky left and right. But like I said, man, what do I know? I'm just an old man sitting in the attic talking to his computer. You know what I mean? And Brother Mandrell, do you think that Russia accomplished their mission? They just wanted to keep it?
No. No, they're going to join because Ukraine's going to join NATO. I mean, then when that happens, I mean, is Russia going to invade again? No. No, you have no chance. This is their only shot. This is it. This is it. And they're doing a piss poor job.
And they squandered it. How far in advance was the Pentagon aware of Russia's intent? I mean, long before they did that buildup, or?
Oh, bro, you talking about the Pentagon? They knew almost as soon as Russia decided to do it.
Man, as soon as the orders came down?
No, in fact, they probably knew before Russia did it. They just speculated that they did. Because here's what you do. Okay, let's say you get word that someone's thinking about invading your home. Do you wait till they actually mobilize to get ready, or do you get ready the second you hear about it?
Right. And all the guys at the War College and all that, they're constantly running scenarios based on real time intel, right? So then the guys who wore the same color beret you wore, those guys who worked that region, they're talking to the people on the ground. They're talking to their folks. So they knew with 90% certainty that this was coming down, and they pretty much knew what time frame it was going to come down in.
If it's a 51% certainty, you prepare.
Wow.
And you run game theory. Like, are you actually prepared? Now, you might get concerned before that, but you guarantee you prepare. For sure, you're gearing up for it, and you wait. You gear up, you get ready, you get into position, and you wait for it to happen. Even though there's only a 51% chance. Like, you mobilize like this is absolutely happening. Like it's a 100% chance. You move like it's a 100% chance if it's a 51% chance.
And worst case scenario, it's just another training op. So the military don't care.
It. No.
Just another train. It's just another readiness drill. You know what I mean? And how do we do? Man, that's crazy. But yeah. And Brother Doug, like, I feel you, bro. Yeah, I was telling him how I had an opportunity to jump on Bitcoin back in like 2009, but I didn't understand what it was. I didn't know what it was.
I didn't either. I did too. I had a chance to jump on it then. I didn't trust it. I still don't. But looking at the numbers that is in the market, like I would have sold it last year, 2001 when it really peaked. It was like $800 a share. I remember I had a chance to get onto it when it was like $5 a share. I
was in it. It would have been less than $1 a coin. This was like at the very beginning.
Oh,
it was like,
man,
less than $1 a coin. And I was telling my buddy, I'm like, we talked about it. I'm like, bro, back then, if you just would have told me, give me $1,000, I'd have gave you 1,000. It wouldn't have mattered to me. What's $1,000, man? That's a weekend. Especially back then, I was out there wilding. So he was like, "Oh, bro," because he really tried. He really tried to break it down for me, man. Like blockchain and all this kind of stuff. This is crypto wallets. Like, bro, that's not it. Hey, man, buy this. You might be a millionaire in 10 years. Okay, here's $1,000. You might do it anyway. You know what I mean? Yeah. You might do it anyway. I don't care. Here's $1,000. You know what I mean? We in for 500 each. But yeah, who knows? Next time. And then Sister Candace was like, W soundbite. Yeah, man, I don't know if you heard it, but when my friend was telling me all this stuff, it just glazed over in my eyes. So he was talking about Bitcoin, crypto wallet, this and that, but this is what I was hearing.
It'll be like this one time at band camp.
That's all I was hearing.
I was hearing Charlie Brown. I'm
gonna have to get that one. But yeah,
it was blockchain. What's a blockchain? Oh,
exactly. Still don't know. Yeah, right. Still don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is. That's what life's all about, man. You win some, you lose some. You just keep pushing forward, brother Michael. I had an opportunity to play tennis professionally. You live and learn. Hey, man, that'd have been a good look. Tennis and golf, professional tennis and professional golf, and you could have claimed to identify as a woman. You could probably do that now and still be like the #1 pro female. Just say you're a lady.
That's horrible.
Just say it. You ain't got to cut nothing off. Just say, hey, I identify as a lady, and then just go in there and take the tournament, bro. They got to do it. They can't. What they gonna say? That's what Zuby did. He's like, I identify as a woman, and then he broke the deadlift record, and apparently he still holds the record. So yeah, man, it is what it is. King Coney, I remember when Bitcoin was cheap as fuck. Kick myself all the time. Yeah, we all do, bro. We all do. Brother Bigo, I play basketball for a club and I teach kids basketball. It is what it is. And that's great, man. That's leadership role, man. Make sure when you with them kids, man, you ain't out there hollering, holla at every woman you see. You know what I mean? Lead from the front with these kids, man. Make sure their mind is right. Make sure they're working on their body, doing their push-ups and sit-ups. You know what I mean? And focusing on the mission at hand. You know what I mean? So give them some good advice. When they get old enough to understand the game, then you can talk about that. But in the short term, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Don't be just trying to smash all their mamas and aunties and little cousins. You know what I'm saying? Don't be just trying to do that. Who is that? Oh, that's my cousin Christine. She's 21. Don't be giving them the wrong idea. Brother Hayoka's in the house. What's good, fam? Good to see you. Hope you're getting plenty of rest, man, and recovering well. Sister Candace, much respect to all the Ukrainian people who put their lives on the line to fight for their land and families. Absolutely. And that's something I wonder about, bro. Just us making up numbers here. If we were to get invaded by the Canadians and Mexicans tomorrow, how many Americans would step up and answer the call, and how many Americans would run?
Come on. You asking me?
Yeah, I'm just curious. How many Americans?
Man, please. 99% of them jokers will run. Stop it. But here's the thing. You do have some hillbillies now who are just dumb enough to go up there and try to stop them. But 99% of people will run. Right.
I say it all the time. The only people in America who truly understands hyperviolence are the hillbillies and the dudes in the inner city. Like them dudes down there that's dealing with that gunplay every day, and the people in the hills that are killing they're eating what they kill, like actually out there living with their weapons. Those are the two batches that you got to deal with. Everybody else, the left, the right, all the rest of them, they gonna run. They going to run. So all this talk about Civil War and all that, man, that's just bad. That's just this, blah, 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 bro. They ain't doing nothing. Miss AKA ladies in the house, what's good, love? You know what I mean? So, and I see his love in the chat. Brother Doug, do you believe Putin may go nuclear to save face? Hey, man, at this point, I'm really concerned with what Putin.
It wouldn't save face. That'll make him look way worse.
To drop a dirty bomb? Or to just use nukes in general?
Here's the thing. Drop a dirty bomb. Now you declare war on everybody.
The entire planet.
Yeah, everyone knows you're a threat. You did that for no reason.
And there's a lot of talk about that. There's a lot of talk. I mean, Putin is trying to hold on to power. There are a lot of Russians who are pissed off. You see the stories about the Russian men who are running away because they don't want to go and die for nothing. Right? You got Russian women who are really upset. I forget the name of the town where all the Spetsnaz guys come from. They lost somewhere between 70% of their forces were lost, something like that, some stupid high number. Yeah. Those women are pissed. Poor planning, terrible jumps, no support, unnecessary missions. Those guys are gone. All that training, those people are mad. So whenever you got women in large numbers that are really upset with the government has a problem. I think Putin has put himself in it. You know, he underestimated his own military capability. He thought that they were putting all that money into his military. This would be an easy op for him, and it's not. So you got to deal with the loss of equipment. You got to deal with the loss of life. You got to deal with the political pressure coming from the West, and you got to deal with the political pressure coming from within his own country. So, I mean, they're being really heavy-handed over there. Any kind of protest or anything like that has been met with severe, you know what I mean, like swift and severe response. They're locking up people like crazy, man. So
they are in the streets like that.
What's Putin's next move, bro?
Pack your grip and go home.
To where?
Well, he's stupid rich. He just resign and leave the country.
Just take his money. Yeah, he's probably the richest person on the planet. Real talk.
Mm-hmm. He was the head of KGB at one point in time in his life.
So he's been stashing away bread for a long time.
Yeah, it's not hard, but he's not going to do that. He's too stubborn and power hungry. He's in a position where he doesn't even need the aggravation. It's the same thing like when I told people that Trump didn't want to be president, and people argued me down argued me down. I said, listen, Donald Trump doesn't want to be president.
No,
This is before. This is when he was running against Hillary, right?
You saw that picture when he
they're
won?
like, what you said? I said, listen, I can tell you firsthand knowledge that on election night, when he beat Hillary, the most surprised person on the planet was Donald Trump.
Yeah, there's a picture of him. See if I can find it.
There was no one on the planet more surprised that Donald Trump won against Hillary than Donald Trump. That's why he said all the crazy shit. He was trying to lose.
Yep.
He saw it going too well. He's like, hey, I got to get out of this. I'm like, do you have any idea how much power he lost by becoming president?
Yep. Like,
it's insane. Like, why would a billionaire want to be a president?
You talk about a step down, and unless he has some sort of, I want to make things great for everyone. He didn't have that. He was trying to take over Rush Limbaugh. He knew Rush Limbaugh was going to step down. Like, Mac, take over and take that. That dude. When I saw that picture, I was during that election. I was in London. I came back election night. So when he won, it's that famous picture of them with Pence and everybody sitting in a room. And I'm looking at this picture like, yeah, this guy don't want the job. Like, he does not want the job.
Nope.
And I mean, once he got in, I guess he figured, well, maybe I can try to parlay this into whatever I can parlay it into. But yeah, he did not want that job. He was thinking, how could Hillary lose to me? I bet you still to this day, he's probably like, how did she lose to me? Did they hear any of the things that I said?
Seriously. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, I can't find the picture. I was looking for it. I think it was LA Times. Maybe it was the LA Times picture. I'll keep looking for it, but I couldn't find it. Brother Cody, you was saying it's been planned probably before Trump, but definitely during. So it's probably before Trump, but definitely during. We were talking about how they planned that out, or who knew what when. But trust me, the United States military knew exactly what's going on. When you got, like, America knows what's going on with China and their military. Like, people don't talk about it, but China and India, that thing could go in any moment. Yeah, I keep talking about Taiwan, but it's India that y'all need to be looking at. The Chinese and Indian forces have already fought. They fought without weapons, just beating each other to death with axe handles and punches and knives. Right.
So the Chinese won. They know kung fu. The Indians don't.
Yeah, it must be something. It must be something. They're going over there with that. They're wearing their 5 deadly venom masks, and they going over there doing their little snake, whatever they doing, bro. But dude, it's crazy. It's absolute crazy. So now that we have this kind of stalemate, I guess, in Ukraine with Russia, winter's here. Ukraine has all its support. Is Russia going to continue to withdraw? Are they going to just all right, let's just go back to Russia and just act like it never happened? Will Ukraine stop at the border?
Ukraine has to stop at the border. They can't handle an invasion. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's a stalemate there as far as invading goes. Another one. It's just shocking that Russia don't have the resources to invade Ukraine. But that's right, what it is. They don't have the resources.
That's what it boils down to. And again, he really didn't know his capability. I understand what Putin was thinking. Putin was thinking what I was thinking. We the second most fearsome military on the planet.
Yeah.
Why?
And that's the best they could do.
That was the best they could do. Like, what do you mean my vehicles are broke down?
And people are saying, if we fought against China, we lose. I'm like, really? Russia's number 2.
Right. Please.
And look
no
what
one's messing with us. Yes.
They're not even close.
Not even close, man. They're just using some of our stuff and some intel. I mean, you need brave men on the ground, and women on the ground, to put these weapon systems to use. But Brother Cody, I call propaganda and fear porn for the nukes possible. Yes, likely. Yeah. No, nowadays means EMPs, nuclear power rockets, very fast. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, Russia doesn't have EMPs. Russia doesn't have that.
Yeah, because maybe China.
No.
You don't think so?
Their military is a joke too.
Wow, they just got a lot of people.
That's it. We got cluster bombs, MOABs, orbital satellites,
Right.
an Air Force, a Navy.
A Navy. I
Yeah,
mean, one
we got
carrier group.
Yeah, we got nuclear submarines, destroyers, Abrams tanks, Apache helicopters.
And we know they work. It's nothing like we just telling you about the stuff that y'all know about. We're not telling you about the stuff that's on the drawing board. He probably can't even tell you about the stuff that he knows about.
Yeah, that's stuff that we use that you'll never know about it. And it'll never hit the press. The press ain't gonna know.
No. Man, it's crazy, man.
We got tools that bounce signals off the ionosphere. We have a radar that bounces the signal off the ionosphere, and that expands the range, right, of the radar. It can reach almost halfway across the planet. See, you're not messing with America, man. We blow money on this stuff. We blow money on it. And the thing is, once you're on top, you have to maintain that position. But the thing is, everyone is gunning for you. Everybody wants you. And only you. All eyes are on you. You got to maintain it.
You have to. You have to. Like, the money we spend is ridiculous, man. We got Brother Marcus in here, my favorite devil dog. What's good? What's good, family? Miss AKA ladies in the house as well. World War III is on the horizon. You think so there, Recon? I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, World War III is always on the horizon. I mean, if we're going to look at it that way, it's always a possibility. But with this, I just, there's no need to put American boots on the ground. All of the damage has been done. Ukrainians are doing great. This is, you know what I mean? This is not like a Vietnam situation where you had the South Vietnamese army that really couldn't fight. You know what I mean? This is more akin to what was going on in Korea, where the South Koreans can really fight to this day. Shout out to the Rock Army. Those boys don't play.
Well, I mean, they do get into skirmishes on the border of North and South Korea. They do. But you say they can fight. It's only because we trained them.
But yeah. Because we trained
them. It's only because we trained them.
And I ain't talking about the Katusas. I'm talking about like the Rock Army. They go hard. They still train the way we want to train. They go hard. Like I've seen Rock soldiers, like a private, get drop kicked by a sergeant for having his uniform out of place. You know what I mean? Dude got to get back up. Like, they don't play, but they understand they got the threat right there. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, the North Koreans are this mythical. No, they are right there. Them boys are standing on the DMZ looking at them.
Yep. And it's that huge minefield is ridiculous.
Yeah, bro.
Stop playing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, bro. The air defense is insane.
The minefield is outrageous.
Right? And you look at our U.S. military spending in 2021, we spent $801 billion that year on military. $801 billion.
And they have another budget of $801 billion this year.
Yeah, if not more. Every single year. This is how much we spend just on military. We are the crazy people on the block with all the guns. Nobody wants to mess with it. It's impossible.
We spend nearly $1 trillion a year on not even warfare, just our military.
Just the military.
Jesus.
Just the military, which is way too much. Like, this is whenever we had these talks, I'm like, bro, we could take a quarter of that budget and fix a lot in America and still be outspending everybody else.
By like the next 15 countries combined. $1 billion goes a long way.
A long way every year.
It's too bad Kanye doesn't have any more $1 billion. He lost his school too. You know that, right?
Someone I didn't look into it, but yeah, I heard about it.
He lost his school. He lost his school yesterday. Anyway,
and that's a shame.
Maybe he can join. Maybe he can sign up. He broke now. Yeah, no, he's not broke now. But if they do take it all and he goes broke, maybe he can sign up for the military. Maybe he can fight the Russians.
He can go over there and I don't know. He can remix their songs and make a couple million.
I know, right?
Maybe he can do that, man. So this is where we are.
Yeah, this is where we are. Totally. I mean, so far the Russians are being pushed back. Now they did get caught earlier this week using white phosphorus.
Who was the Russians using the old whiskey Pete?
Yep.
That's a vicious weapon, y'all. That is a man. That is, oh God, I don't even want to speak on it. That's why it's outlawed. That's why, I mean, man, they use that all through World War II. Man, that's nasty. That is so nasty. Man, so or did they use it simply because they're out of munitions and they had no choice?
No. Well, the thing is, we don't actually know. The press, they won't let the press, American press or foreign press, embed with their outfit. The Russians won't. However, the Ukrainian soldiers will. You know, they'll let reporters embed with them, embed with their soldiers and everything like that, but not Russians. They don't want you to know that they don't really have anything. They thought it'd be a cakewalk too. They thought they was going to just drive in there, do what they got to do, annex it, and the vast majority of their troops get to pull out. That ain't the case though.
Yeah. And Brother Cody has a good point here. No military compares to the U.S. military except maybe some private ones, tech wise, not overall power. And it's funny about that because most of those private ones are all infiltrated. You know, they're run by Americans. You know what I mean? Yep. They may not be official, but there's Americans involved. You got definitely Westerners. So you ain't got a Green Beret, you got an SAS guy. You know what I mean? Or you ain't got a SEAL. You know what I mean? You got a Mossad guy. So I mean, but you might as well say America owns them too.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like the way this works, y'all, is crazy. Putin put himself in it. You know what I mean? And I know. I mean, think of it. It's like Putin operates where he will inject somebody with plutonium, right? He'll have people thrown out of windows and say it was a suicide. Like, oh yeah, this guy fell out of a window. How you fall out of a window? Gangster. You know what I mean? So,
God, dog, man. I mean, what is this? The Dark Ages?
That's how they get down, bro.
Just like the president of the Philippines does the same thing. Like he'll be on a helicopter, and a guy who's a drug dealer, he'll fly him on a helicopter, talking to him, yelling at him, and just toss him out of the helicopter. He brags about it to the public.
Yeah. Who gonna say something? I ain't gonna say something. He gonna put you on a helicopter ride. It's kind of like when Vice President Cheney went hunting and shot old boy in the face, and old boy
he shot him, and he apologized. The guy who got shot apologized.
Man, listen, top G status. Yo, shout out to Andrew Tate, but nah, bro. Dick Cheney, top G, bro. You gonna shoot somebody in the face and they apologize? So sorry, sir. So sorry. Did I bleed on you? Oh, let me get that off. Get that to me. Let me get that clean for you. Shot him in the face. Man, I ain't going. Man, you want to go hunting with Cheney? No, I do not. I'm not going hunting with that man. Brother Cody, $500,000 coffee cups at the Pentagon. I don't know, but I bet that's not a coffee cup exactly.
No. Here's the thing. They just might be, DL. Because you know how if you don't, say you get a budget of 500 million, right? And no, let's say you get a budget of $100 million. And are we back? We good?
Yeah, we back now. Yeah, it was just a hot second. Them your brothers making sure you don't say nothing you ain't supposed to say. You know what I mean? I'm losing. Mandrell's in and out. You know what I mean? Green Berets are making sure he don't say anything he ain't supposed to say. Brother Cody isn't white phosphorus whiskey Pete a war crime now? It absolutely is. You cannot use that weapon on the battlefield or anywhere else. That's absolutely a war crime. And Cody is king. I'm sorry, bro. My face obstructed your shot. Right. My bad, bro. I got in your way. And boom, got shot in the face. But yeah, man, like this thing as far as World War III goes, man, I don't see it. No nation will stand against the United States of America. You know what I mean? And getting back to what's going on and with Russia and Ukraine. Listen, Putin took his shot. He wasn't sure what was going on. It went down the way it went down, and it's over. It's absolutely over. There's nothing Putin can do. In my opinion, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to hold on to power behind this. People are getting emboldened and they're coming after him in their media, right, in their political realms. Right? You got all these folks who want they want that top seat. This was a huge blunder. But, you know, like Putin was, he was KGB. That guy got friends all over the place. Best believe Putin has friends right here in America. So I think it's going to be like what brother Mandrell was saying. At some point, he's just going to cut his losses and walk away. He's going to take all that money he has hidden away, and he could be anywhere and everywhere. He could just sit back, live a good life in Argentina somewhere.
I would. That would be my move.
Absolutely.
Aggravation. Why would I want to be in charge of a country at his age? And I'm rich, filthy rich.
Yes.
Who needs the aggravation?
Who needs the aggravation? But, you know, there are rumors that he was dying. He had something terminal, whatever. It could be true. You know, the guys were saying like he wanted to put back together the Russian Empire. You know what I mean? Which was, you know, pre-World War I. He wanted to do that. He wanted to be the czar. Who knows? Maybe. But I think he made a move because he wanted the mineral rich areas in Ukraine.
And the semiconductor.
Yes.
Yeah. He wants to control the semiconductor production, things like that.
Yes. And it also would give him that cushion against NATO nations. That's absolutely a thing. You can't discard that. You know what I mean? When you look at the waterways and you look at everything like with Crimea and everything else that was going on, yeah, that's what he wanted to do. It was a solid plan, but he didn't realize that his generals were pocketing all that money he'd been giving them over the decades to beef up the military. So when his tanks rolled out with no armor, with no gas, with no tracks, his soldiers with no training, the only soldiers who had real training were lost in the early phases of that war. And I'm talking about his airborne elements and stuff like that, his special forces units. They were getting ripped up with these grandiose missions that didn't have to happen. And, you know, they lost so many generals, like colonels and generals on the front because their leadership broke down terribly. So you had generals running out there, full-bird colonels, generals and stuff like that, running out there to lead their men to get these orders done. And that didn't work out too well because they got killed in action. You know what I mean? Miss AKA lady wants to know, what is a whiskey Pete? White phosphorus. It's a weapon. Very nasty weapon. You say that's similar to napalm in a sense, the way it burns?
No, it's more of a chemical burn. Okay. Like phosphorus, but it's really intense and it sticks to the skin. It just kind of melts it.
Melts right down to the bones.
Yeah, napalm spreads as well. And it sticks, right? And napalm, it burns really, really hot. It scorches whatever it touches.
Yeah, napalm is like a putty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And brother Mandrell was saying like that the white phosphorus gets in there and it burns right through. It'll burn through armor. It burns right through. It's nasty stuff, man. It'll be you will be on fire from the inside, but you're still alive because they hadn't hit anything too vital yet. And most guys would just shoot themselves rather than deal with that sort of pain. Very nasty business. You know what I mean? Very nasty.
You get in your legs or something, you're probably not using that leg again.
Oh, it's a wrap. They gotta cut that off if it's still there.
Yeah.
Cut that off.
Yeah, it's really nasty stuff, Miss AKA lady.
It's no good.
Yeah, it's you gotta because if a medic catches you immediately, I don't know. Problem Studies might be able to. He might be more qualified to speak on this one. I don't know if he's got experience dealing with white phosphorus injuries or whatever, but I mean, I've heard that they had to cut it out. I'm like, how are you going to cut that out?
Yeah, they dig into the affected area and they try to cut faster than they can seek in, and so if they could cut it all out, nasty stuff, man. But I mean, you would think you would destroy the knife in the process because the knife's going to get on there.
But you're cutting through the flesh. You never touched the you had to cut. That's why you're cutting deeper than the phosphorus is. If you catch it in time.
If you catch it in time.
But
very nasty business.
Yeah, you got seconds to do this.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Yeah.
I want no parts of it.
Nasty business. You know what I mean? Maybe one day, man, we'll do a show and we actually talk about, the combat environments and things you find on the modern battlefield.
Yeah.
Y'all be surprised what you deal with. You be surprised what you deal with out there.
You'd be surprised at some other things like how heavy dead weight is, what the human body smells like when it's decaying.
Man, just the bloated, just when it bloats. Yeah, let's not talk about it now. But it's a very the stench. Yeah, it's a very bad thing. It's a very, very bad thing. Stuff that a lot of people who suffer from PTSD, and I know you talk about this a lot, Brother Mandrell, which you should. But people don't understand when I talk to folks about this stuff, and they're like, well, it can't be that bad. I'm like, it's really horrible. People do a good job suppressing it, but every now and then you will smell something, or you will hear something, and it'll take you to a moment, and that's the problem with PTSD. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing fine, everything is great, and I've seen guys will turn a corner and they'll see, like a dog that's been hit or something like that, and the rigor mortis is starting to bloat, and the guy freak out because he thinks it's a bomb. You know what I mean? He's it's like it's a booby trap. There's something in there. He'll freak out, or you're out just kind of chilling, taking a walk somewhere, and somebody steps on a real, not a twig, but like a stick, and it snaps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just certain things you see, hear, and you smell that'll take you somewhere. And that's the problem with PTSD. This is why we need to really help those who are seriously affected with it. I mean, everyone has, there's layers to it. But there are times where, like 4th of July, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, 4th of July, I'm in the house, bro. I don't like being outside. I don't like it. It's just too many whiz pops. I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Pops.
Too many, bro. I don't like it. You know what I mean? So I'm in the house on the 4th of July. When I was a kid, I was out there having a good old time. Now, I don't want to be outside on the 4th of July.
Yeah. Now that you know better.
Yeah, man.
Because it might not be fireworks.
It might
You
not
know what
be.
I'm saying? So, I mean, and she has what's a whiskey Pete. Yeah, but this whole thing with Putin, I mean, the plan seemed so simple, Simon, and it was obvious. How did he think this was going to work?
Like, how did he blow that? You know what I mean? How do you blow that?
Not investing in his military.
I think he did. I think he pumped the money into the military, and his generals pocketed that bread. I think they took the money. Yeah, boss, we're ready. We put it all in. No, I think they took that money and put it away because it's so corrupt over there. You have all the places like China, North Korea, Russia. You know what I mean? All these places, Syria before it fell. You know what I mean? Iran, Iraq. These places, there's so much corruption. It's just people like, if they see an opportunity to take some money, they're going to take it. Hell, when we were over there for, the latest round of whatever was going on over there in Iraq, there was pallets, and I'm pretty sure you saw it, C-17s full of cash being flown in theater. And to this day, they're still trying to track it down, find out where that money went. To this day.
To this day. To this day.
Where that money go? Who got that money?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah, there's corruption in America. But if you're thinking, like our little problem with corruption in America is one thing, but what they got over there, you know what I mean? Those Eastern Bloc nations, what's going on over there, Central and South America and African nations, bro, it's a whole nother kind of thing, man. You can go over there and buy yourself a tank.
Oh, yeah. Especially in Europe. Especially in Eastern Europe. Dude. Eastern Europe, man, it's most unpleasant.
But if you got the bread, you probably like living like the boss.
I don't know. Still, I don't think you'd accept that standard of living, even as the boss. We're Americans, keep in mind. Yeah.
I was complaining in London because the rooms were too small. But 5-star hotel. I'm complaining about the size of the room.
I want space.
Yeah, I want to be able to kick my feet up.
That's why I paid for a suite.
Well, sir, you have a suite, sir. Like, this is a suite.
That's a room.
That's a room. But again, you're absolutely right about that, bro. And I didn't spend a lot of time. I didn't spend any time in Eastern Europe. You know what I mean? That's one of the things I did not have to go there. But all those other places I did go. But yeah, World War III, I'm going to say no.
Nah.
Nah, not this time. Not on this. Not from that region. Maybe somewhere else, but not from that region. Will Putin use nukes?
Nah.
Either conventional nukes or a dirty bomb? No, it's sure destruction. He knows he used one dirty bomb gets loose, and that's it for Russia. That's it. And we ain't the only ones with nukes, y'all. So it ain't like it's an American thing. That's it. You know what I mean? And I tell you, there's one nation on the planet that was not going to allow that at all, and that's Israel. You better lock down all your stuff over there because Israel will come over there and shut you down. They ain't playing. Trust me, they're watching what's going on over there. So, no, it's not going to be any dirty bombs.
Because if he does that, he loses all credibility.
He has to pay. He has to pay. So, what's your prediction on this quote-unquote war? How much more time and how's it end?
Whether it's a week or a month or a year, Russia's gonna run out of money soon. It won't last much longer than that. Because if you don't once you're out of money, you're done. I hope you saved up enough to pay for gas to get home.
Right, because you got to bribe everybody.
Yep. Because I think it's gonna be funny if you got nothing to brag on and they got no resources, and those troops have to get out of their tanks and vehicles because they ran out of gas and walk the rest of the way to back to Russia.
Oh man, which may happen. So pretty much it's over then. In your opinion, like it's already done.
Yeah. If this was a fight, Russia would be a dead man walking. At this point, they lost. Take the L, regroup, reorganize, and if you want to try this again in a couple of years, we can. But by that time, Ukraine will be a part of NATO, and
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. So, man, we'll see what happens, man. This is. I'm wondering what's going to happen with Crimea if Ukraine is accepted into NATO. So will Ukraine have to gain that ground back as well before they get into NATO? I wonder.
What do you mean?
Because Crimea was taken by Russia, still holds it, right? I don't think they've given up any ground. So if
Ukraine, go ahead.
So if you let's say Ukraine is like, okay, we want to be a part of NATO. NATO's like, fine, you're part of NATO now. Mm-hmm. Would that include Crimea?
Depends on what you negotiate.
And there you go. Now you're talking about seas of a war because now you got something to fight over. Russia ain't going to want to let it go. And Ukraine, backed by NATO, is like, no, it's ours. That could be something. But this chapter, I think it's over. I got to agree with Brother Mandrell. I think they're going to withdraw, cut their losses. Putin's going to figure out a way to hold on to power. And then we'll see what happens in the future.
Yeah, but why? Why would you hold on to the power? Why? Why would you hold on to the power though? That's what I'm getting. Like, what's he holding on to? Why is he? He doesn't. Well, it's the power. I get it.
It's the power. Drunk on power, man. Want to be czar? I want to be czar Putin. You know what I mean? He's drunk with power. I'm with you. Come on, bro. You definitely one of the top 3 richest people on the planet, man. I'm taking my money. I'm gone, bro. I'm going somewhere where they got sweet little drinks with little umbrellas in them.
Man, I'm buying me an island.
Yeah, buy me a couple of those. You know what I mean? Come to America, write a book, do a book tour. You know what I mean? Do all that kind of stuff, man. Hire Kanye. Kanye come work for me, man.
Yeah,
my publicist.
He could use a paycheck.
You know what I mean? Hire Kanye. Bring your girl Candace with you. You know what I mean? Like, we gonna do all that. Why not? I'm with you, bro. Like, you're at the end of life anyway, man. Go out with I guess he is going out with a bang with this war. Go out chilling. Don't go out like this, taking all these people with you. You know what I mean? Miss AKA lady, would you be open to a show about war criminals? This is interesting. Sure. I'll be open to it. I can do a list of the top 10 war criminals. George W. Bush would be on that list. That's my guy, but They're looking at him for some war crimes, right? The Hague wants to talk to him.
Well, I mean, hey, my thing is this: if those things have happened after war was declared, they should be left alone. That's war, and you can't put rules on it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you may have to bend the rules or break them. You may have to.
Sometimes. Brother Helka's like, are you going to drop the link? I was going to, bro, but I actually got to get going here in like 20 minutes. I promised to take my daughter Halloween shopping. We've been looking for an outfit. Of course, she wants the one outfit that you can't find anywhere in the state of Florida. So we got to go find her something else.
Yeah, I got to go too.
Yeah, so I would next time we'll definitely do it. And then Brother Mark is like, he was like, yeah, Colombia, Dominican Republic, certain parts of Mexico, Argentina, Switzerland, Brazil, buy them all. He has enough money to buy all of them. You know what I mean? It's called Putin land. All are welcome.
It is.
Brother Michael Fingers in the house. What's good, fam? How you doing? Happy Friday to you and all as well, Brother Cody. Did Bush Sr. get put down for that? I think they wanted to come after Bush Sr., but he had a coalition, so he kind of bought his way out. But Junior, they got a problem with W, man. Like there's a problem with W, and they, you know, like I said, the Hague is gunning for him. Which Bush? I'm talking about W. Last time I checked, they wanted to talk to him. They got some war crime issues they want to talk to him about. And of course, you're never going to be able to touch the American president.
Well, I don't know now.
Unless you're American. Only Americans can touch American presidents. I mean, let me clean that up. You know what I mean? Brother Helga's laughing. You know what I mean? So when Candace is in the house, so that's all we got to say about that, man. Like, I don't think this conflict is going to last much longer. As long as America is supporting Ukraine, Russia will never be able to take them ever. That's just how it is. And I don't see World War III on the horizon because of this particular event. You know what I mean? But trust me, there'll be plenty more down the road. It ain't gonna take long. What are your final thoughts on it, bro?
My final thoughts is this isn't gonna last much longer. Even though Putin's gonna try to drag it out to save face, there's no need. Chalk it up. You're not winning. But he's probably not going to. He's gonna do the foolish thing and drag it out so when he brings it back to Russia, he can beat his chest. We fought 140 nations. The UN, you know.
Yeah.
It's a big coalition. We're still here.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. And you know what? The people that get crushed in this thing is always the normal folks.
Yeah, the normal people.
It always falls to us, man. It's our kids that got to go off and fight these things, man. Like we got to go out and shed blood for what? You know what I mean? I remember the first time I bumped into some former Russian soldiers. I was in Vegas, man. At the time of my life, man, them dudes was so cool. And they were like, bro, we're just like y'all. We trained to kill you. You trained to kill us. You know what I mean? I'm so glad we never met. And then they're drinking their vodka. I'm drinking my cognac, man. We had a blast. But that's who's always fighting. It falls to us. It falls to us, man. So, you know what I mean? My heart goes out to all those who suffered. You know what I mean? I'm definitely pro-Ukraine. I'm glad Ukraine is kicking ass. I mean, if you got to choose a team, I'm going to choose that team, man. Because, again, I did train to fight the Russians, and they were aggressors in this one. You know what I mean? Brother Helka, the Russians only have this generation for the war because the population collapsed. Ukraine can't join NATO because of Article 5. There are always exceptions. You know what I mean? And definitely always exceptions on that. But thank y'all so much for just listening to these two old warriors talk. I'm still an old warrior. I don't know. This guy right here, he still might be getting phone calls.
Not that. I'm not that old. No.
He might be getting phone calls. Me, I'm the old guy. He might be, where's Mandrell? I think he's on vacation. Really? What kind of vacation he on? But hey, man, and one last thing I did want to ask you, bro. How real is stuff like Blackwater and those corporations, man? Like, did you get approached? I'm sure you did.
Oh, I worked for one.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
We got to save that for. That'd be another talk. That'd be an interesting conversation, bro.
Yeah, especially when I got out. That's the first job I got when I got out.
Because that's big money, man. So, Brother Doug, good stream as usual. Thank you for that.
I'll say That is stupid money.
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
you wanna get out and get a job that'll give you a good head start on things over here. Do a security contract over there.
Man.
With what you come back with, you'll be all right.
My only concern was rules of engagement and how do local laws apply to me. That was my only concern. You know what I mean? But I never did it. Luckily, I got in, Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, and I was good. But I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Even for someone with my limited skill set, there was a lot of money involved to go over there and do some contract work. A lot of money. Cody is king, brother Cody. Thank you, DL and Mandrell. This was an interesting stream. Thank y'all for rocking out with us, man. This is Mandrell. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast, man. We're going to talk to y'all later. Peace.
Darn, that's the end.